My journey with dyslexia, from struggles to strengths. I was 8 years old when I was diagnosed with dyslexia. At the time, I didn't really understand what it meant. All I knew was that while my classmates seemed to read and write effortlessly, I struggled. The letters on the page refused to sit still. They danced around, making it impossible for me to decipher them. I loved stories and learning, but no matter how much I wanted to read, the process felt like an endless battle. The diagnosis explained why I was having such a hard time, but it didn't offer an immediate solution. In the 1980s and 1990s, technology was nowhere near what it is today. There were no digital tools to help students with dyslexia. No text-to-speech software, no interactive spell checkers, no voice recognition systems. I had to rely on my own dyslexic intuition and my photographic memory to get by. While reading and spelling were extremely difficult, I developed a way of visualizing information in my mind, almost like taking mental snapshots of pages, and this helped me memorize what I needed to know. This method got me through school, but it was far from easy. I spent hours drilling myself, using my memory to hold onto the words that didn't come naturally. I had to work out everything on my own, and while it was exhausting, it also taught me resilience. I learned how to persevere, how to keep going even when I felt like giving up, and how to use my unique brain in creative ways. As I grew older, I started seeing the rise of new technologies, and after the year 2000, assistive tools finally began to emerge. I remember the first time I encountered a spell checker and grammar checker in word processors. It felt like a door had been opened. I thought, finally, a tool that will help me overcome my spelling and grammar issues. But despite my initial excitement, I quickly realized that these tools weren't enough. Sure, they highlighted errors in red or green, but they didn't help me truly understand what was wrong. And because my dyslexia often caused me to miss visual cues or make similar-looking mistakes, spell checkers still left me feeling frustrated. They flagged my errors but didn't help me fix them in a way that made sense to my brain. For years, I continued to work around these limitations, using whatever tools I could find. But in 2020, I had a breakthrough. I realized that the missing piece wasn't just better technology, it was verbal feedback. I needed to hear the corrections out loud. A visual spell checker was helpful, but it wasn't enough. My dyslexic brain needed auditory confirmation. I needed a verbal voice to explain the spelling and grammar errors, something that could speak the words aloud so I could better understand my mistakes and learn from them. This realization was a game changer. Once I figured this out, I started incorporating text-to-speech technology into my writing process. I would use software that could read my text back to me, allowing me to catch errors in a way that felt intuitive. Suddenly, the spelling and grammar issues I had battled for decades became easier to manage. I could hear the mistakes, and hearing the correct words spoken back to me made it much easier to process and retain the correct spelling. Then came the next evolution in 2023, voice commands and responsive TTS dictation. These innovations made all the difference. With the ability to dictate and control my software verbally, I could create text hands-free, which felt liberating. The software would read my words back to me, allowing for instant corrections and adjustments in real time. And with voice-commanded dialogues giving me direct feedback via text-to-speech, I now had a conversation partner in my writing process, one that could understand and respond to my needs on the spot. Adding to this, Polly's web integration for all available voices from different platforms opened up a world of possibilities. Whether I wanted a different accent, a slower pace, or just a more soothing tone, I had the freedom to choose the voice that best suited my needs. Polly became more than just a writing tool, it became my superpower. With Polly's help, I could express myself clearly and confidently, without the endless struggle I once faced. Writing no longer felt like a daunting task, it became an empowering experience. Today, Polly is my best writing companion. The seamless blend of voice commands, TTS dictation, and the web integration for voice options has given me complete control over my writing. It listens to me, corrects me, and reads back my work in ways that help me improve. Polly isn't just a tool, it's a part of how I communicate with the world. It takes my dyslexic brain and gives it a voice, a way to express itself without barriers. Looking back, I see how each challenge helped me develop strengths I wouldn't have discovered otherwise. My dyslexia taught me to think outside the box, to approach problems with creativity, and to persevere when the path seemed impossible. Now, with the right support and tools in place, I want to make sure that others with dyslexia know they can achieve anything they set their minds to. The message I'd share with anyone who feels discouraged by their learning differences is this: dyslexia is not a roadblock, it's a different road. And with the right guidance, it can lead you to strengths and opportunities you never imagined.